News here on One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. Suspended Corrections Chief Gerald Bantag has denied any involvement in the murder of broadcaster Percy Lapid. Let's talk about this some more with Mabasa family spokesperson Attorney Berteni Kausing, who's joining us now live via Zoom. Attorney Kausing, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. Sir, ano po yung naging reaksyon ng inyong kampo sa interview ni Bantag dito sa SMNI? Ang dami po niyang alegasyon. Formal na ba siyang nag-reach out sa mga otoridad or yun lang yon so far? Hello, Attorney? All right, let's move on first and we'll try to fix our connection with Attorney Kausing. Moving on now to a three-man panel having been formed to consolidate the murder complaints against the primary suspects in the killing of Percy Lapid. Justine Punsalang with the report.
Bureau of Corrections Security Officer Ricardo Zulueta is believed to be a key person in the Percy Lapid slay case. He is reportedly in hiding after murder complaints were filed against him. But as the case unravels, more and more affidavits from persons of interest are pinning him to the crime. News 5 was able to secure a copy of the affidavit of Denver Mayores, the inmate who allegedly had direct contact with Zulueta. According to Mayores, he is the orderly of the chief overseer who is Zulueta. The chief overseer's job is to sign the transfer order of inmates from one dorm to another. Meanwhile, Mayores is in charge of checking inmates who are getting out of their cells. Mayores checks if inmates have complete requirements and he also facilitates visits. Zulueta was the one who appointed Mayores in the position as they know each other since 2005 in the Caloocan City Jail. However, it was not clear how Mayores was transferred from Bilibid to Iwahig Prison in Palawan. In the second week of September, Mayores received a call from Zulueta. He admits that he has a cell phone inside the cell. This is when Zulueta told Mayores that there is an order to kill somebody. Mayores asked who, and Zulueta answered that it was Percy Lapid. The Bucor official also told the inmate to search Lapid Fire on Facebook. After the phone call, Mayores contacted Alvin Labra, the commander of Batang City Jail Gang, to let him know about the hit order. After 12 days, Mayores and Zulueta talked, and the Bucor official said that a high-ranking official is becoming impatient. According to Mayores, this was none other than Bucor Director General Gerald Bantag. On October 3, Percy Lapid was killed. In News 5's one-on-one interview with self-confessed gunman Joel Escorial, he revealed that Jun Villamor, the said middleman in the killing, knew that someone was going to kill him. This pushed Villamor to tell Escorial that Bantag was the mastermind in Percy Lapid's case. Bantag allegedly got angry over Percy's story on a so-called Cinderella man.
Tinira daw kasi sa radyo yung mga sasakyan at bahay ni Bantag. Kaya nasaktan daw po si Bantag, kaya nag-utos na ipapatay si Percy.
Escorial also said that if he didn't surrender, he will be most likely killed just like Villamor. Escorial submitted a supplemental affidavit in relation to Villamor's statement. Despite getting protection from the police, Escorial admits that he still fears for his life.
Opo, natakot po ako. Dahil po mataas yan sa sa Bilibid po.
So far, Prosecutor General Benedicto Malcontento said that they are consolidating the murder complaints against Bantag, Zulueta, Escorial, and other inmates.
Logistically, para sa prosecutors, it's easier for us to do it. Tsaka they're really related eh. They have to be taken together with each other. Especially Villamor. Villamor would not have died if Percy Lapid did not perish.
A three-man panel was also formed to handle the complaints. For News 5, Justine Punsalang, we are One News.
One News Now will be back with more stories after this quick break. Keep it here. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. Let's circle back to suspended Bucor Chief Gerald Bantag, having denied any involvement in the murder of broadcaster Percy Lapid. We have Mabasa family spokesperson, Attorney Berteni Kausing, back on Zoom. We've fixed that connection. Hello again, Attorney. Good afternoon. Sir, what was your reaction or the reaction of the Mabasa camp on that interview of Gerald Bantag on SMNI? Of course, he was alleging that DOJ Secretary Boying Remulla had something to do with this and that he does not have anything to do with this.
You know, our reaction when I talk to the Mabasa family is that we are one in the opinion that says that all what happened was just a dragon force of from Bantag, and he is attempting to sway away from the real topic whether he is or not guilty. Mr. Secretary being removed, who is not relevant in this issue, and all the things that he said, despite the hate and the extreme anger that we can sense with his delivery, it contained nothing. He presented no evidence for all the things that he said, except for one cellular phone showing the video of Mr. Percy Lapid, where he claimed that he asked help or counsel or advice from his fellow within the rank of PNP 96, and he was advised go to the nearest police station. We just look at it as a mere act of avoiding prosecution because evidence are believing in the evidence that has been they are so strong. The statements that was done by Mr. Bantag did not even sway or destroy even a single piece of evidence presented so far by the National Bureau of investigators and the Philippine National Police investigators.
All right, so just to clarify, Attorney Kausing, you are not buying Bantag's story or his allegations?
We are not buying it. Number one is it was said in high octane emotion from him, and no person who is highly emotional in speaking is saying the truth and is saying with evidence. All those are product of hatred, just like what he said when he was interviewed by Mr. Anthony Taberna, that tatantarin daw siya ng Pinong-Pino at hindi daw siya pahuli ng buhay at makipaglaban siya sa gobyerno ng ito. Well, all those statements, instead of helping him, we are using that now as evidence against him to prove that he is guilty.
All right. Of course, Gerald Bantag also said that his life is also in danger from the syndicates that are inside the Bilibid prison. He also mentioned that, that SOJ Remulla is actually heading the drug syndicates inside the Bilibid prison. And he also said that DOJ Secretary Remulla asked him to free two of these persons deprived of liberty. What can you make out of all these, new statements from the general?
Well, I will address first his statements with regard to the two PDLs whose names he mentioned. We cannot comment on that precisely because we do not have personal knowledge on what are those, on whether are these relevant, and he did not present to us any evidence of document to show to us what are the substance of those two names as belonging to the Witness Protection Program. Number two, with regard to his allegation that he was so afraid of coming out because he would be a target hit by drug syndicates, well, what he said goes back to him. First, he was taking pride that under his watch, there were no more drug lords inside the bureaus in BP. So, he is now saying that there is that drug certificate. So, ano ba talaga, kuya? So, ibig sabihin, it is unbelievable for him to say that he is afraid and he might be a hit list. Then, the next thing is, if there is anybody who is really having that genuine fear, it is the members of the family of Mabasa. And it is not him who has still firepower, although he is already suspended. So it is a lot of emptiness or air in his bursting or fiery words. That's all we can say.
All right. Regarding the preliminary investigation, sir, how is that moving along and what are the latest updates on that?
Well, with regard to the preliminary investigation that was done this morning at 10 a.m., there was only one new thing that happened, which was the submission of Sinumpaang Tugon Salaysay that was submitted by Christopher Bacuto, who is identified to be the supposed second middleman, according to Mr. Joel Escorial. And in his Sinumpaang Salaysay, he totally or absolutely denied everything. The problem with his denial is that he stated in a manner that is general. Lawyers, the statements of denial which are general is equivalent to admission. So particularly we are calling the issue on the statement done by Mr. Escorial that he mentioned these woman to whom he deposited 70,000 pesos intended for Mr. Christopher Bacuto. Now, we also take mention of the fact that Mr. Escorial mentioned about the cellular phone number of Mr. Bacuto, and yet Mr. Bacuto did not make any denial as to the existence or non-existence of the cellular phone of Mr. Christopher Bacuto as claimed by Mr. Joel Escorial. So in all his statements are nothing but general assertion of denial, and this cannot stand in court. So that is our impression of what he submitted a while ago.
All right, and what next steps are you planning to take based on the developments today? What with, of course, the expose of General Bantag and, of course, the preliminary investigation earlier?
Let us take it one by one. With regard to the expose, of course, although we are interested in it, but we do not have any interest in going through it because it is about Secretary and we do not want that the investigation would be those alleged revelations or exposes. Now, with regard to the question on what we will do, we will just wait for the submission by Mr. Bantag of his written counter affidavit. We do not want his statements on press conference or delivered on YouTube or whatever. What we want is his firm statement as signed by him before the prosecutor, because with that, we can now charge him with perjury if he was lying. In this case, when he said it on the media, on YouTube or Facebook, we cannot charge him with perjury. Those statements made on that cannot hold water. Although we can use this against him, but we cannot use that in our favor.
All right. Thank you again so much for taking our call on this Friday afternoon. Attorney Berteni Kausing, counsel and spokesperson of the Mabasa family. Thank you, sir, for joining us today.
Thank you. Welcome.
And for more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News Live anytime, anywhere. I am Sean Yao. We are One News.